can have their beliefs, and they're trying to push their beliefs onto you. If you don't believe it, then you are chastised for it. But who's saying that Group A and Group B have different beliefs, that either one of them is the right one? We have to find our own truth. And it's hard. It's really hard in your finding your truth and being and staying on that path, because nobody wants to see you on your own path. They want you in their group. They want you to follow what they believe, and if you are associated.
Why are people campaigning? And that's why I've always called it campaigning, because it's like everybody's running for president. And I need you to follow me and follow my group and follow my ideas. And it's like they're running for president to keep your attention and keep you distracted and keep you focused on them. And you're absolutely right. And that's why I wrote what I wrote this morning. Stop putting out fires for pyromaniacs. These people are running around here always with some drama, always with some chaos. Someone's always doing me wrong. Someone's always hurting me. Oh my God. And save me, help me, come listen to me, watch me. But guess what? I mean, I guess I'm going to just read it what I wrote. I said, stop throwing good money after bad money. Because it's always people, you know what, these 911 people in our lives, and it's always some chaos and always some drama. And at the last minute, I always need money and I always need help. And then, we got to just readjust our energy, because we're throwing our good energy after bad energy. You get to noticing when people got this pattern of the same thing always blowing up and having explosions and falling apart every time. When you get yourself on track and you get yourself on focus where you're getting something done, they need to pull you away from what you're doing to get completely involved in their bullshit. And then we're always like begging really crappy people to do the right thing. Like, don't you get tired of giving people advice that they never listen? They're always on this path of being ratchet and raggedy, always on this path. And then people are like, but no, do the right. You gotta kind of like notice the pattern. I'm a pattern person. And when I see people every week, every month, A plus B equals C, I know that and if they're not people asking you for help, then they don't really want your help. Right. You're trying to help people that don't want your help. You're trying to change people that don't want to be changed. And then, you're crying over people who don't care about themselves. Like, even when it comes to this next little round of anecdote and juice that people want to take, you know what? Someone came to me the other day with that nonsense. I said, please do it and don't tell me about it. Leave me out of it. Stop calling me to tell me about this nonsense. I don't want to hear about it. If you want to swallow toxic garbage, monkey nuts, and chimpanzee juice, then you go do that and leave me out of it, because I'm tired of it. Why? Because you're like really watching people hurt themselves. Does that not destroy me? Because it ain't destroying them. They happy. I caused some trauma in your life and some drama in your life today, so I could tell you some stuff that I know is going to mess with your mind. And I'm tired of that. And then, you know what, the last thing, because I'm going to skip through this. I'm not going to say this whole thing, but a lot of people think because you use nice words and you're very quiet and you're so sweet and fluffy, that makes you a good person. That does not make people good people. Very, very sweet, buttery tones come out of some of the worst people. Meanwhile, they're stabbing you right in your back. So just because someone says something with a nice, beautiful voice and they're so kind, and those will be the main person in the office at your job telling everybody, do you know what she did? Or making up lies about you. It will blow your mind, the lies that people will tell. And they will be so kind and so nice right there in your face. But just because a person is even a good person, that doesn't mean that they're right. Good people are wrong all the time. people that are nice aren't necessarily good. And so I'm just really kind of tired of people being so naive about the voices that they're listening to, because it's your actions that speak louder than anything. And then there's this whole idea of this lack of compassion for people. I mean, maybe some people drink too much, but maybe some people eat too much. Maybe their addiction is food and it's not expressed the same, but you're still struggling just the same, right? You're still coping like the person with the alcohol. Or maybe your addiction is being in everybody else's business, watching what everybody else is doing. Maybe your addiction is you on the phone and 2 laptops and, you know, you got 2 cell phones and you watching everybody else's stuff. Everything that everybody else is doing in the world is so much more important than what you're doing in your own life, because you lack control over your own life. And so you're sitting there trying to control everything that everybody else is doing. But then you got to not just control what they're doing, you got to control what they're thinking. You got to control who they talk to. And you got to make sure that you tell your story first. You got to put some spin on it. And I don't know. You got to wonder why people are running to you trying to look at this screenshot, look at this video, look at this, you know. I'm just tired of it. I'm trying to live in my space, in my life, and I want to fly around in free space in this universe. And I'm really kind of tired of other people who supposedly have all this power. You're galactic such and such. You're going to Jupiter. You going to Saturn. You talking to all the galactics. Well, you should fucking be a happy person, shouldn't you? You should have life on lock. You should be the most prosperous. You shouldn't need no money from nobody. You shouldn't need everybody to worship you and follow you, because if you're that fucking connected to the goddamn galaxy, why the fuck are you coming down here to people who got, 10 followers to try to crush their motherfucking souls if you so goddamn big and powerful? Why you got to come down and read everybody's Facebook posts and be on everybody's Instagram and Telegram? That shows me you don't have what you say you have. But the biggest thing that you don't have internal peace. You don't have love, frequency, and energy, because if you did, you wouldn't be trying to destroy everybody and blow everybody up and tear everybody apart. Instead, you would be trying to be peaceful with your eyes focused on love, radiate, and positivity, instead of puking out garbage and sending out your friends and family to go be toxic in other places. Through the overflow of the heart, the mouth speaks. And it's a lot of ugly shit coming out of people's mouths. And it just really just exposes their heart. And if your heart is full of fear, it's just pretty crappy. And I'm feeling like, how come people don't see this? A lion is a leader. A lion don't come to a sheep and ask for its opinion. A lion doesn't come and ask a sheep to come follow it. A lion goes and does what a lion does and doesn't worry about what anybody else is doing. So that shows a great bit of weakness, a great bit of toxicity, fear, weakness. And we know what the saying is: fear leads to the dark side. So while someone can be outwardly speaking in a way where it might, it's so vulgar and oh my God, but they speak in their truth. And I'm never going to be out of line with the truth. You might not like the way it sounds, but the truth is the truth, and it doesn't change. So that's what I got to say about that. That was my message for today. Stop putting out the fires for pyromaniacs. Some bitches is addicted to fires, okay? And they like setting things on fire. And if you running around trying to put out fires, every time this bitch light a fire, you gonna spend your whole life running. And you'll never get anything done for yourself. But you won't be able to look at the pattern. Like they say, the proof is in the pudding. They got so many sayings. but you're monopolizing your time just watching all these fires. And I'm tired of it. This ain't no tennis match. This is my life. I am trying to live my life. And I don't have the energy to invest in these people's garbage ass stuff. You know, like I really honestly, when I say, oh, I'm not going to be doing YouTube for much longer. No, I'm not. Because either you're going to know me and know where to find me, or you're not. And that's how life is going to be. Because, you know, I think it's like people want to be a part of the Galactic Federation and the Nine and the Council of Five. And they want to be in what they feel is the no. But maybe that's not where you're supposed to be at. Maybe you're supposed to be on your couch in your house with your fucking family, around people who actually love you, around people who actually know you, and working on that. That might be the most important thing you can do. You don't need no Galactic Federation t-shirt to be important, okay? You don't need to be a part of the 9 or the 5 or the 6 or the Council of Rings. You know, you don't have to be Frodo, okay? Because I think it's more like a big old hero's journey where you feel like you can never be satisfied where you're at. And this is it. People aren't satisfied with their marriages. They're not satisfied with their sex life. They're not satisfied with how much money they make. They're not satisfied with their family. And so you can place this huge importance on this non-physical realm of people and places and things that you can't confirm, that you're not really a part of, that you're not even really truly connected to, but you heard a rumor about it and you want to be a part of it. We want to be a part of something special. Be a part of you, connecting with yourself. Be a part of your family. Take care of your kids. Some people out here, their kids don't even want to talk to them. Your mama wouldn't let you step foot in their house because there's something going on with you that you can't work on and you don't want to fix. And you need to work on that instead of trying to be like you're the person saving the darn galaxy. Save yourself. Let the galaxy be by itself. I was telling my neighbor the other day, there's a lot of people putting their hands on you, trying to heal you, and they really taking your fucking energy away from you because they sick on the inside and they actually absorbing your positive energy. So just be careful what you're doing. Just be careful what you're doing and pull back. Can you sit in your home in silence and be satisfied? Can you spend a whole day off the internet? Can you spend a whole day not online saying, I love you to a bunch of people who really don't know you? They really don't know you. And if they really, really knew you, because you have the you that you present to the public, but if they really knew the creepy little you that sits on your couch, that has all the true insecurities that you have, would they really, really love you? If they had to live with you, would they even like you? If they really had to spend time with you and it wasn't even online, but they had to sit and look at you face to face, could you really maintain eye contact with these people? You have no idea. You're giving up reality to live in a fake life for a magical universe far, far away. You're living back in the Galactic League and the Black League. We're not in the Galactic League no more. I told somebody else, click your heels 3 times. You at home now. You're on planet Earth. Can you function here in your home, in your family, in your neighborhood? You can't even talk to your neighbors, but you out here, channeling up stuff that you don't know what it is. That's all I'm going to say. We're going to have a reading and I'm going to shut up.
Hey, good to see you all.
Did you record that, Erica? You should have. I think a lot of people needed to hear that.
I did. I recorded it from the point when you said belief.
Yeah. It's really interesting how this is all coming up now. I think from an astrological point of view, and I'm only going to use that as a point, we're in that Mercury retrograde and we're coming to the end of it. And there's all these planets and stuff in retrograde. But I think these are deep-seated understandings that are coming up, and we really have to deal with them because we can brush them aside and we can be those followers and stuff. But it's like, yeah, right now, this is the time that we have to go within ourselves and see what our true metal is. Who are we? And are we going to follow this? Are we going to be influenced by all the stuff around us? Yeah, we can put out fire. And it's funny that you use the metaphor of the fires, because what's there around us? There's so many fires around, and everybody's got a theory about all these fires, and it's this and it's that, and it's fires. So we're being, our energy is being diverted to, oh, look over here, look over here, look over here, look over here. And so there's fires, and then there's hurricanes, and then there's water. So we have these elements that are coming at us, and it's up to us to balance those elements within us. So how do we find the balance with everything that's going on around, and connect with our true being, with our true higher self? And yeah, it is going through the heart, but it's also listening to the wisdom that we can bring in from that space. Anything you want to add to that?
No, did Jonathan want to add? Oh, Jonathan.
Jonathan's traveling, so he's
in the car already.
He's in the car
I guess
already,
you can just pull your cards, because I think I was so into my life today, and then I got this message, and I was just like, what the blah, 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 blah. I don't want to hear that. I don't care about that. I don't care about this.
So I'm going to.
It's so unreal to me.
I'm going to pull today from two cards, but the first ones I'm going to take is from the Oracle, the Gratitude Oracle, and then I'm going to take from the Universal Love. But just to that's our message here for the collective, and I think it is about finding that balance for ourselves and standing in our own space. So
I am going to show everybody real quick while you're shuffling. Gloria made me a poppet, and it is so freaking cute. It reminds me of the lady from Igor. What is her name? Jax, you remember her name? Eva.
Yeah, I remember her, but I don't. Yeah.
Eva. So she sewed the eyeball, and then she sewed this eye. She sewed it. I thought she was the cutest thing. She's asymmetrical, but she's so adorable. I'm so grateful. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you. And she matches my necklace too, the brown and the pink. So at the same time while I was making the necklace, she was making the doll.
Okay. So the cards that showed up from the Gratitude Oracle were really interesting. The first one is kind-hearted, right? The second one is culmination, 55. And the third card is harmony, which was 2. So how I can perceive these is that our situation is that we have to be kind to ourselves. And when we end up in all of this disarray and all of the chaos, we end up being hard on ourselves. It's what's wrong with me? We have to take a step back, connect through our heart with our higher self, and be kind to yourself. We're all on this journey, and everybody's trying to have their own what's the word? Just help me up here. Everybody wants to shine in some way, but they're not connecting to their true self, to their higher self. They're connecting with other energies that they think are going to make them shine, but in fact, it's actually dulling their light, because those other energies are pulling the energy from them. just like we talked about some of these healers. But for us on our journey, if we are kind to ourselves, by that we're going to rest our soul and just connect with our higher being, with our higher self, and pulling that in and just feel that sense of peace and kindness and being kind-hearted within ourselves. And if we look at the picture, and I will post these, you're in nature, you're seeing the tranquility of it, the flowers, the birds, the trees, all of this. And so we can find that kindness when we connect with nature. When everything gets to be too much, maybe stepping outdoors, going for a walk along a river if you have a river, or in a forest, in a park, even your backyard, just stopping and taking in the essence of nature, because this is where creation has its outlet. And so being kind to yourself. The next card is the culmination card. So we are, if you haven't recognized that, we're coming to that point, to that pinnacle point where everything is coming together. And this, I believe, is why we feel so much chaos right now. Everything is coming together, and we know it. We can sense it from deep within ourselves. And so it's we're putting out fires. There's fires erupting everywhere because everything is now coming to that pinnacle part. It's coming to the climax. There's going to be changes, and we're getting to that point where we don't know when it's going to be, but it's coming, and we want to be on the right side of things. And so sometimes it isn't being on the right side. It's pulling yourself back and being in your heart and being connected with your source of divine. And it doesn't mean being that sheep and following this group and that group and trying to divide your powers between, or your energy between this group and that group, and then going and fighting about it and saying that one said this and that one said that, because what's happening is both groups are pulling your energy away, and you're losing control of your essence. So the fourth card is finding your harmony. And so again, because of all of this culmination, because of all of this chaos and all of this energy coming, pulling us apart, we have to find the harmony. So how do you find the harmony? By being kind to yourself and connecting with yourself. So it's being aware that these things are happening around you, but you do not have to be part of the chaos. You can be part of the observer and part of like knowing who you are by connecting through your heart and your higher self, and just not being that sheep and following what everybody else says or what everybody else thinks. It's connecting to that essence of your true self and listening to that voice. That voice will give you the harmony to overcome this this turbulent time. And so it is. Anything you wish to add, Erica?
I said enough. I think I said enough. It just is what it is, I just feel like I said enough. I mean,
so I'm just going to take one more. I'm just going to pull another. I'm going to pull one card from the Universal Love deck, just to sort of see what just the overriding universe has to say about this, and what is the best way for us to just be in that place of peace and on our own path. And the earth connection. Wow, the tree with the heart and the earth. So I believe, like we can see this being kind-hearted, right? So the universal love is just telling us to just connect with the earth, connect with nature. These are the elements are there. The elements are the very basic building blocks of the universe. So nature is yes, they can be put into patterns, but they have the basic building blocks, which are still connected with the source energy. So when we go out into nature, when we feel that breeze catch a lock of our hair, or we touch, a tree, or look at a flower, smell a flower, those aspects are still part of the greater source. And so connecting with the earth, we are connecting with that source energy, which can keep us connected with our heart. We got the tree that has the heart in it, and that is how we will come back to our true essence. So whenever you're feeling overwhelmed with all of that's going on around here, is just take a moment and just go outside and be in nature, and just feel take your shoes off, feel the earth on the bottom of your feet, feel the breeze in your hair. If you've got a stream, just like watch the water, allow yourself to just be taken and connecting with those elements.
Yeah, I feel like I was telling Jonathan that last night. Like when I was gone, I was feeling nurtured, and I want to get back to that space where I feel nurtured. No, I guess with the times going on with the government, with the news and television, like you said, and then there's the hurricanes, and then there's the energy strikes that are going on, that we're constantly in a state of trauma, and then to be thrown in the middle of people's psychological drama and trauma, like it's exhausting. That people need a break from all this chaos, and they just really, really want to feel loved. They want to feel nurtured. But I feel like maybe this thing that is called a community, I don't know why it's a community, because it's really not. I don't know what this thing is that people are calling a community. But in this thing, people are reaching out to each other, and it's like you're getting slapped in the face with all these pies. And it's just like, you know what? You need love, and go to the spaces and the places where you find love. And then if you're in your space and the place where you finding love, don't keep reaching out and punching other people in the face as they go by, because you're feeling loved and nurtured in your space, and it gives you the right to go punch other people in their face as they go by. Like, stay in your place. If what you truly seek is joy, happiness, and love, and you the spark of life, go over there and do that with your friends. And if you go where you're loved and maintain that energy. And that doesn't mean, because the person isn't in your group feeling loved, that you get to go trip them when they come down the hallway. That's not what that means. Stay in your place. Go be love and light in that space. And when people need you, they'll come to you. But I think this is where people are getting hurt, is like, you only want to be loved and accepted. But then I think, a big part is like opening yourself up to a bunch of strangers online and then you're surprised when you're rejected. I don't know. Just come, like you're saying, ground. Your family is also a part of nature. That's natural. You got a natural family. And so also let things and relationships naturally occur. I think some people may be going out of their way to create relationships and create this gigantic community and create this family when there's things that naturally occur. By chance, you accidentally meet so-and-so in a comment or at the grocery store, or, and you have natural ways of building relationships. And I think people have lost that, and they're resorting to this online as this strictly the only way that they can find love and community. And then you're recruited into these communities that are clearly setting out warships to stay in a state of chaos. But to ground yourself in love, there's natural relationships. There is the grass, there is the trees, there's the birds, there's your pets, there's your children, there's your family. They're your actual real neighbors in the real world that actually could use having positive conversations with you. And I think it is like an excuse that people are making up, saying, well, no one in my neighborhood is, and it's not true. If you really ask for it, if you ask, I really want universe, I really want to be surrounded by people that understand me. You can actually ask for that, and you can have neighbors that pop up and you're like, oh my God, there's real people in real life that you can really care about and love and build a real community with and do projects with and work on things with. But for people to have so much criticism online of what others are doing, it really shows that you're not doing work in your own life, because you're way too busy watching what other people are doing. And maybe you're doing maybe too much observing, I think, Terri. You're doing too much being the observer, because you're too much in other people's business. You're too much in other people's lives, and you're not working on your own stuff. Because, good Lord, when I'm out of town, when I'm out of the country, I have no idea what people are doing. Except for what? Other people, they want to bring me news. And I'm to this point where I'm like, don't even bring it to me. I don't want it. Because I really want to be, on my own journey, on my own exploration. I got my own Star Trek ship, and I'm out here doing. We flew out, Terri. We flew out. We out here trying to find interesting life forms, and not sitting here and just being here just watching what other people doing it. And I'm really into this idea that we really need to be creating our own projects. What is it that you can create? Because when you're busy creating and you can find joy for yourself, you don't have to be up just watching what other people do, waiting for someone to tell you what to do. But just go do it for yourself. And now I'll shut up for real.
Well, I'm just going to say, when I say observer, I don't mean to go in and watch what's going on in all the channels. That's not what I mean by being the observer. What I'm saying is just observing yourself. Like go into that higher aspect of your being and just observe how you react to different things. How self-awareness. I'm talking about your personal power, observing yourself from that, because we get drawn in at the lower level. But if we can take ourselves out of that lower level and just see how we're reacting, because we're always reacting when we're pulled into those dramas, when we're pulled into the fires, we're reacting. So when I say the observer, I'm meaning pull yourself up into that higher aspect of yourself and just see how you are reacting to this, because you don't need to react. You need to just come from a different place and just say, that is their shit that they're dealing with. I don't need to be part of it. I don't need to, like you said, I don't need to put out their fires. But
yeah, and I don't need to be emotionally.
Yeah,
and I don't need to be emotionally attached to the outcome of whatever is going on with that person.
Yeah, and I can tell you from a personal point. What is that?
Oh, it's the evil eye.
Oh, the evil, right?
Oh, there it is. You can't see the color.
There, yeah.
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 And for all you little nut jobs wanting to do voodoo and witchcraft and draw your little circles and put people's names in it and do all kinds of stuff like that, my goodness, the karmic stick hits really fucking hard.
Yeah. Yeah. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is, do we want to play this game over and over again? Do we want to create more karma that pulls us back into the game? Or are we ready to transcend it or, quote, hey, ascend from this aspect of ourselves and move into, we all talk about being part of that ascension process. But I can tell you, my understanding is that there's a false ascension within this matrix. They have created a place that's a false ascension, and this is where everybody thinks that, oh, I'm better than you, or this is where that whole new age movement comes. But it's still part of the same matrix. They've just created a little part where people can feel that they're superior because, oh, they know how to do this or they know how to do that, and oh, I'm a fifth dimensional being. Well, are you?
Yeah.
What does that
mean? Not all fifth dimensional beings are good.
Exactly.
How about that?
Neither are
there's people in higher dimensions that aren't good.
Yeah.
Wrap your mind around that.
We think that fifth dimensional being is good, is better. No, it just means it's in a different frequency. It doesn't mean that it's good.
So and you could be to realize that you could be a fifth dimensional asshole. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm just saying it. So yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to say Jonathan. All these people in the Galactic Federation, are they better than us? Because people have given their power to them. I don't know, but I'm just saying, are they better? Maybe they come from a more expanded awareness or another energy, but doesn't mean that they're better or good or gooder.
Yeah, just because you're right doesn't mean you're good. Just because you're good doesn't mean you're right.
Yeah.
Just because you talk really nice, it doesn't mean that you're kind.
And just because you know what's funny?
I saw this episode of, and I'm going to put the link in the bottom too. I saw an episode of Saturday Night Live, and it's not Christopher Walken. It's this guy, and he's dressed in all black, and the woman's in bed. She's dying, and the angel comes down, but he has black wings and a black jacket and some black tennis shoes on, and she's like, get away from me, and she starts judging him because he's wearing all black. And he said, lady, if I was working for the devil, do you think I would sit here and try to reason with you? You think the devil is going to sit here and negotiate? And he said, if I was really the devil, I'd come in here dressed like your little old grandma, and I'd come in with a sweet little voice and really bad breath that smells like something a cat let out. And then he said, and I'd come and I'd take you just like that. And so she argues with him for about 10 minutes. And then a woman that looks like her grandmother comes in and she's like, Grandma. And she lets Grandma in, and then Grandma snuffs her out like that. And it was like, yeah, what you think evil is looks nothing like what you think it is. Evil is charming. Evil is palatable and satiable and says what you wanted to hear with your little itching ears. it tells you what you want to hear. No, you're good. You don't have to change. No, you weren't wrong when you did that. Oh, no. You can do all the nasty shit you want to people, and everyone's going to be on your side. And that's what evil
Because
does.
you're for the bottom line.
Because it's for the good. But who's good? For your good. So, Dom, you're late. You missed the SmackDown. This is the end of the recording. And it's just the truth. It's longer than normal. We usually do 20 minutes, but it had to be said. Bye.
All right.